Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Thrive Festival Insight teaser. I would like to welcome Auntie Janet Galpin from the Boonwurrung Foundation to give us a welcome to country. Thank you, Auntie Janet.
Thank you, Caroline, for the introduction. Wominjeka. Wominjeka is the Boonwurrung language word for come with purpose, which is very fitting considering that everything we do from waking in the morning to sleeping in the evening is done with purpose. And today, your purpose is to be here for the Arts Access Victoria Thrive Festival, which I think has been thrown together for you all because of being in lockdown again and again and again, which we're all so sick of, but never mind. We're here coming to you today. So welcome to all of you from whichever country that you are on today for this festival. And my purpose today is to perform a welcome to country to formally welcome you on behalf of the Yalukit Weelam of the Boonwurrung, whose lands I am on today. This country is unceded land. I am a direct descendant from our First Peoples and cousin to Ngāwit, Dr. Carolyn Briggs AM, the elder of the Boonwurrung and the Yalukit Weelam clan, and I am here today representing her. I also acknowledge my English and Irish ancestors. To our ancestors, we pay our respect not just today, but always to all of our ancestors, those people who came before us. The Boonwurrung are the custodians of our lands that extend from the Wilson's Promontory to Werribee, encompassing both of our beautiful bays, Western Port and Port Phillip. We are especially pleased to recognise the commitment that you've made here today in paying respect to the spirit of this land and to its First Peoples. Through this, you have shown the willingness to honour sacred ground. We are spiritually and culturally connected to this country by the thousands of generations of our ancestors. This country is in our DNA, and that is why connection to country is so important to our First Peoples. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people were this country's first explorers, first navigators, first engineers, first farmers, first botanists, first scientists, first diplomats, first astronomers, first teachers, first artists, first healers, and also first lawmakers. Australia also has the world's oldest oral stories, and the First Peoples engraved the first maps of the world and made the earliest paintings of ceremony. And the very, very first footprints on this continent were those belonging to our First Peoples. But unfortunately, our First Peoples are unknown to many who live in this land. As people of the continent, now known as Australia, while we may have descended from different clans, different language groups, and from countries all across the world, we ask you to support our elders' rights for a voice to government, our rights for a treaty, which Victoria has now started on that pathway, and also for the truth-telling to be told about Australia's dark history, And again, here in Victoria, a Truth and Justice Commission is now underway for this purpose. So Victoria is leading the whole of this country in both of these endeavours. So we're very proud of Victoria. The word Wominjeka, as I said earlier, translates to come with purpose. But it's also a contract between the people as the custodians of this land and yourselves to ensure that the laws of Bunjil, our creator, are adhered to and to guarantee safe passage for those who ask. According to tradition, our land has always been protected by our creator Bunjil, who travels as an eagle. And our waterways are protected by Wa, who travels as a crow. Bunjil taught us the responsibility that we have for this land and to always welcome guests. But we have to ask all guests to commit to 2 promises that we ask of you here today. One is not to harm the land of Bunjil, and 2, not to harm the children of this beautiful land. And if we can commit ourselves to these 2 promises, we live in a better world. And this commitment was made through the exchange of a small bough of leaves being dipped into the waters and the spoken word, Wominjeka. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Aunty Janet, for that beautiful welcome to country.
Hi everyone, my name is Louise Crawford and I'm the Mayor of the City of Port Phillip, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners on whose land we meet, wherever we may be zooming in from or streaming in from, and I'd like to acknowledge their elders, both past, present and emerging. So one of the best things about being Mayor of this city is that it's all about the arts and it's all about inclusion, because both of those things make us a better city. So I'm really excited that Council has collaborated with Arts Access to present this festival celebrating great works from fantastic deaf and disabled creatives. So I know it's not happening. I'm really looking forward to the Thriving Fridays, which will happen at some point in the future. But congratulations on getting to this point. It's ready to go. We just need COVID to allow us to present it. So congrats, good luck, and I'll see you in person soon.
Thanks so much to Louise Crawford for giving us that fantastic welcome, and we very much look forward to having Louise at our coming Thriving Fridays. I am Caroline Bowditch, and I have the privilege and honour of being the CEO at Arts Access Victoria.
And I am Sarah Hubolt, the festival producer, creative producer at Arts Access Victoria, and I've been working on what was Thrive Festival, and now it's becoming Thriving Fridays.
Brilliant. So this afternoon, because we've had a shift in what we're able to do, we were all supposed to be coming together on this Saturday, the 24th of July, for Thrive Festival, but we've had to evolve. And what we are going to share with you this afternoon is just 3 of the 9 of the Thrive artists that are part of Thrive Festival and will be part of Thriving Fridays going forward. So who is our first artist, Sarah?
Our first artist is Joe Monteleone. Joe has had his exhibition at Gasworks Arts Park, which opened on the 6th of July. He's sold several of his works. We're so proud of him. He's done an amazing job in terms of lino cuts, and he has something he'd like to share with us. We've got a video from Joe to show you today. Shall we see that video?
Yes, let's, Sarah.
Hello, my name's Joe and I'm deaf-blind and I'm a printmaker. You may be wondering how I got involved in the arts sector. It all started about 4 years ago when I went along to TAFE at Melbourne Polytechnic and I enrolled in a visual arts course. I tried my hand at painting which I quite enjoyed. I did some drawing, which I got involved in. And over time, I completed my certificates 2, 3 and 4, and now I'm completing my diploma level in 4th year at the Council of Adult Education in the city. Able Australia provided me with an arts therapist, and it was actually my arts therapist who encouraged me to apply for a Thrive grant through a local government council. I wasn't familiar with the process, and to be quite honest, I couldn't be bothered, but she encouraged me, and I finally built up the energy to fill out my application form and submit it through the local council. A couple of months later, I was told that I was successful in achieving the Thrive grant, and apparently throughout the whole of Victoria, only 3 or 4 candidates were eligible and selected. I was quite shocked and humbled by that experience. The Port Phillip Council, as a requirement of the grant, expected that I would head down to the South Melbourne and Emerald Hills area to take photographs of various images that I could potentially produce as lino cuts. And 7 of those pieces would be put on display for exhibition. With the printmaking process, I'll just explain that to you. So first of all, as you heard before, I had to head down to the local area at South Melbourne and take photographs of various buildings and images, particularly the heritage buildings that I was interested in South Melbourne. And then after that, I headed home and I needed to plan and basically print out copies of these images and create collages. So there was quite a bit of planning involved in the collage process, and then I had to select the image or images that suited my perspective in terms of a deaf-blind person having tunnel vision and producing images in the way I could see them. Then the next stage was to digitalise these images because they needed to be flipped over or reversed, if you like, for the purposes of printing, for screen printing. So through that process, I would work doing the lino cuts. If you think about engraving, it's a very similar process. So I'd need to do the lino cuts from the images, and then I had to head over to the press studio to actually do the press work for the purposes of the ink that you can see there in the image. And it had to be printed out on specialised paper, and you'll see how these pieces were produced in the video next to me. And that's the process of printmaking. The big challenge for me in doing this and being a printmaker, it has been being deaf-blind. It's not an easy process. It takes many hours of planning, the photographs, creating collages, the lino cuts, and trying to overcome those barriers that I have with my tunnel vision. First of all, considering my eyes would get sore often and I'd need to take regular breaks. So there were regular breaks throughout my artwork. My hand would often get sore. It is tiring using those tools for hours on end. And one lino cut image generally takes about 70 to 80 hours to produce, just for one piece. So I needed to do it slowly. It was quite a grueling process, but I was able to overcome those barriers and produce these beautiful artworks. It's great. As you can see, my dream was achieved by producing this wonderful art, and Gasworks will be displaying my artwork on exhibition to demonstrate to everybody that this is not only my achievement, but also for all deaf-blind people to understand and know that they are able and capable to do anything, whether it's drawing, painting, lino cuts like I've done here. Deaf-blind people can do absolutely anything.
St Paul's. It's the South Melbourne Town Hall. The 96 tram. Emerald Hill Terrace. A map of South Melbourne with a pair of glasses through a magnifying glass. South Melbourne Market, the roof of, and the South Melbourne Market sign. This project was supported by the City of Port Phillip and Arts Access Victoria, Thrive Creative Grants for deaf and disabled artists. Sarah, you're on mute. Sarah and I were lucky enough to attend the opening of Joe's exhibition at Gasworks a couple of weeks ago, and it was a joyous experience to be there, to hear Joe talk about his work, and to witness it firsthand. And Sarah, I don't know whether you wanted to talk a bit about how Joe's made this process, made the exhibition really accessible. How he's made it accessible.
You know, it was incredible working with Joe and his team because it was so considered in terms of what was provided at the exhibition. So when we went to the opening, we were greeted by Tracy, who is the point of contact at Gasworks Arts Park, and Tracy and Joe works together to audio describe the work itself. So Joe has these lino prints, these big circular prints on the wall, and they're audio described. So MP3s are found on the Gasworks Arts Park website, also in the Smartify app, and also on the Arts Access Victoria website as well. Joe has an artist statement written in text, printed up on the wall, a digital copy and a braille copy of the artist statement. And Joe also has braille of the visual descriptions as well. So not only can you get the audio description in an audio format, but you could also get it in a braille format, and that is provided in the exhibition space. So not only that, is he also has been gracious and generous to provide his lino prints for tactile experience. So you come into the exhibition space and you can view the work, you can touch the work, you can feel the descriptions, you can listen to the descriptions. He's covered most bases, and also Gasworks Art Park has been gifted by Arts Access Victoria a social story as well for familiarisation before you come to the exhibition. So it's very considered what Joe's done.
And it's a beautiful exhibition.
It is so beautiful, and
yeah.
definitely, like, on the exhibition night, it was wonderful to be there. And you know, his work is being sold, so if anyone's interested in purchasing his work, you can go to our gallery page on the Arts Access Victoria website for more details of sale, and you can also talk to Gasworks Arts Park as well. So I recommend everyone checking it out, and they're so beautiful, so beautiful.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sarah. Who have we got up next?
The next artist we'd like to present today is Adam Napper. So Adam Napper has been working with his mentor Jeff on a project called Front Up. Adam got funding to do a public art presentation of portraits, and the portraits are placed up on the Arts Access Victoria building. So what's really wonderful about this particular artwork is that Thriving Fridays and Thrive Festival have been located inside and alongside Open House Melbourne. Open House Melbourne is a citywide focus on architecture and buildings, and we wanted to be part of Open House Melbourne, and we're particularly thrilled that Adam's work goes up on our building, because not only can we say, hey, come check out what we're doing in Arts Access Victoria, come check out our building, but oh my gosh, come and check out the most amazing artwork placed right on our building, on our windows, for everyone to see. So it makes Disability Pride really visible, and it's also incredibly beautiful work.
This is another example of us as an organisation wearing our pride on the outside, because you don't even have to come inside the building to see how proud we are. As Sarah said, there are 16 images that are in the windows of the Arts Access Victoria building, and they are all line-drawn portraits of 16 disabled artists and other members of the disability community that sat for Adam. And Sarah and I were lucky enough to be two of those people. So, yes, sorry, you go.
So Adam's exhibition is up right now. And so when you get a chance, it's so amazing to see it in real life. So if you get a chance, swing by Arts Access Victoria when restrictions lift and especially for Thriving Fridays, and come check out the work. But we thought we'd give you a little bit of a sneaky peek right now. Shall we do that, Caroline?
Yes, let's do that now.
All right. This is our amazing Thrive Festival poster. Now here is the building, Arts Access. So we're on 222 Bank Street in South Melbourne, and there's great big windows that are incredible canvases for Adam's work. So what you're seeing right now is the front steps of the building and the windows where the work is placed. The next image is a close-up of the work. So you can see white background, line drawings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the portraits on the side of the building. Now, here's a guessing game for those playing at home. Who might this portrait be of Adam's wonderful pieces of work? Anyone want to guess who that might be?
I think it might be me, Sarah.
I think it might be you too, Caroline. Do you want to describe it for everyone?
Yeah, so Adam, in the sitting process, Adam basically looks at your face rather than at the page as he draws an outline of the main features of that are prominent to him without taking his pen off the page. And this is the result of that. So initially it's just a black line on a page. And Adam then goes through, I think with watercolors, and does maybe even on a computer, I'm not sure exactly, but does this amazing, adds color basically to these just kind of black line drawn images. So I only have a fantasy that my eyes were as beautiful as Adam has drawn because they're kind of this blue violet color. One eye of mine is shown. So it's, yeah, so I have one eye visible and my nose, my lips, and yeah, around my chin of my face.
Yeah, it's some really beautiful bold colors amongst the line drawing. It's abstract and beautiful, and it just looks so wonderful together on the windows. I think we've got one more slide to show you. There we go. And who do you think this is? For those playing at home.
Sarah, could this be you?
I think this might be me, yes. Yeah, it's always such a privilege to get a portrait taken, you know, and to see yourself reflected in an artist's work. So I'm delighted with this bold red lips, the glasses, and there's color within the lens frame. And you know, I wear earrings a lot, so I think that that's covered in this portrait as well. And it's just so stunning, and I feel really privileged to be part of this exhibition because of, you know, the representation that is, as Caroline said, on the outside of the building, out and proud and just so visible. So
yeah,
when we I
felt
Caroline.
very humbled to be invited to sit for Adam.
Yeah, and I'm super thrilled that in the Thriving Fridays we will have an in real life opening for Adam, which we were going to do on the Thrive Festival on the day. So that's not lost. We definitely encourage you all to come and check it out when we schedule that.
Great. Just for scale, Sarah, it might be worth just sharing that the images are they're between 1.2 to 1.6 wide and almost 2 meters high. So they're significant pieces of work. They essentially fill the windows, but they've used technology that from the inside our windows aren't blocked. It's that magical thing that they can do now. But yeah.
Yeah, the decals are provided. We are so wrapped, and it's wrapped all around our building. The decals are provided by Vital Signs, who have been really amazing in terms of printing the artwork, and also the audio descriptions of the artwork can be found on the Arts Access Victoria website.
Perfect. That's great. Sarah, what have we got next? We've got one more artist, I think, to share before we give you the lowdown on everybody else that you can catch.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the Thriving Fridays, but who have we got next?
So the next artists that we'd like to tell you about are Ryan New and Philip Adams. So Ryan New is a raucous performer, a dancer, and a collaborator with Temperance Hall's Philip Adams. They made a show called Sick, and it's a dance show that will be showing in September, I believe, at the Temperance Hall. So Ryan and Adams' collaboration has been happening for a few years, and they went to APAM and they sold the show, and then the pandemic hit and weren't able to tour. So they're absolutely thrilled to have received the Thrive grant in order to present the show in our local Emerald Hill area. So we wanted to show a little bit of an excerpt from their production.
Is there anything that we need to let people know in advance of this, Sarah?
Yes, you are correct, Caroline. The first 3 minutes is what we'll be showing, and there is a little bit of loud noise we'll tone that down in this recording, but just to let you know that there might be a bit of a soundtrack that is part of the experimental dance world.
Great, thank you.
This video presents excerpts from Ryan New's contemporary dance work, Sick. It's filmed at Temperance Hall, a long space with a high roof. The walls have been draped with papery purple curtains and the floor is covered with red carpet. 2 electric organs stand at one end of the space. At the other, a plywood flat on wheels is decorated with the image of a bathroom wall with a line of white porcelain urinals. A smattering of spectators sit along the long edge of the space, watching. There are 3 performers in the piece. Ryan is a white man who's solidly built with dark hair that's long on top but shaved at the back and sides. He has a dark goatee and wears a studded leather jacket over a black tee and camouflage pants tucked into black boots. Philip is a white man with white hair and a white beard. He wears a leather flat cap with a brim and an open leather jacket with nothing underneath, exposing his torso that has a thin line of dark hair that trails up the stomach and spreads out across the chest. He wears loose black shorts and black boots. Ryan and Philip both wear wide, pink neck ruffles made of delicate tulle. Beau joins in the last section of the performance. He's a tall man of Greek descent with dark brown hair that falls to the nape of his neck and a heavy, serious brow. He wears a fringed black leather apron with no shirt, his bare back and shoulders exposed, and tiger-striped tights in camo colours. Beau also wears a neck ruffle, though his is made of black tulle. Text reads, Sick, Development, December 4th, 2020. 2 dancers, Philip and Ryan, stand side by side. Each shakes his right hand in tight, frenzied circles, palm open to the floor. Together they stride down the length of the space. At the other end, they spin around and stride back. The movement in their hands expands as if they're handwriting frenzied words in the air. At the other end, they turn again. Now they each take a big step forward. Ryan raises one foot, Philip watches for a moment, then copies. Both raise one arm, elbow bent. They both burst into motion, taking large lunging steps back, then forward, one arm whipping through the air as if twirling a lasso, then shifting into poses like a restrained martial art. Reaching the end of the space, they turn again, kicking one straight leg through a wide arc, then taking small percussive steps with straight backs and outstretched arms as if Irish dancing. More arcing kicks take them to the far end. They drop to the floor and lie face up, arms and legs stiffly extended. They each crawl backwards across the space, pausing every few meters to jerk and spasm. Reaching the far end, they stand. Next, they take wide lunging steps forward, hands held out as if gripping an imaginary bar. With each step, they shake the bar as if dislodging a shopping trolley from a crack in pavement. Wide steps like an aerobics move now, bent arms raised, leg lunging back after each step to tap behind the dancer. They turn, arms raised overhead, necks twisting heads around, walking casually. They turn, arms overhead again, skipping steps, legs crossing over each other as if at a Scottish ceilidh. They turn, walking loose, wandering paths, one arm behind the back, one arm held in front with an elegant open palm like a maitre d' showing the way to a table. They pause at one end. Ryan lies face up, torso crunched up, knees bent. Philip stands over him. They cycle through poses. Fade to black.
Amazing.
That was amazing. So the audio descriptions are provided by Description Victoria by Will McCosty. And I'm super excited to see audio described dance because it's important when you have something non-verbal in terms of being able to access it. So I'm looking forward to the season coming up at Temperance Hall. And so I encourage you all to check out the Arts Access Victoria website for details of the upcoming events, and also the Temperance Hall website events page for the production called Sick.
Great. Thanks so much. We'll get our tickets booked. Can you talk us through some of the artists? So these Thriving Fridays are evolving and each one will be different. We'll be presenting different work at each one. Lots of them will be housed not only in the venues that we've established new relationships with around Arts Access Victoria in South Melbourne, but also might be happening in our very own portable pop-up venue space called Nebula, which some of you will know and many of you love. So Nebula is going to be parked out the front of South Melbourne Town Hall until the end of 2021, as soon as we're able to move it there. And it's going to be brimming with activity, Thriving Fridays being one of them.
Yeah, so with the evolution to Thriving Fridays, we'll be also presenting the work of the other Thrive artists, as well as extra performances and activities. So the other artists that haven't opened their exhibitions or haven't had a chance yet to present their work are Sabina Knox with her amazing zine project Ruby Hill and Alternative History, and also a workshop series around how to use artificial intelligence in the arts. Sabina is really keen to champion digital access and also look at the ways in which coding can form a creative process. So that's going to be at the Emerald Hill Library, and that'll be on one of the Thriving Fridays. And we're all very super excited about that one as well. We have Hugh McNabb. Hugh McNabb is a roving performer. He's done some work with the Snuff Puppets. He has this incredible crow costume, and he'll be doing roving performance around the Nebula stage when we have performances on Nebula for Thriving Fridays. So Hugh has been working with his collaborator Greta, and they are super excited as well about all the music elements and the performative elements that we're having. We're also going to be presenting Dave Houston, the Bongo Brothers, and the Port Phillip Specialist School. So the students of the Port Phillip Specialist School are undertaking workshops with Full On Theatre and the Bongo Brothers, and we'll be showcasing their work as well. And that's a really exciting family event for the Port Phillip local area, for families, parents, siblings, friends of the students, and for the students, and that will be on the Nebula stage. We have Daniel Colson. Daniel is an incredible local artist who lives really close to Arts Access Victoria, and he makes these most incredible cardboard box portraits. Daniel's perspective is to really make portraits of the people around him, so his neighbours in his residence, and also alongside those incredibly detailed charcoal portraits are the audio stories of the people that he has drawn. So there is an audio story, there's an audio description, and there's the artwork itself. The artwork will be presented at the South Melbourne markets, and so we'll also have information about where you can find them when we program his work for a Thriving Fridays as well. The markets has been really amazing because they are so incredibly supportive of diversity, and they are really interested to hear from deaf and disabled artists in their expression of interests for busking performance, for beautification and artwork around the markets. So keep an eye on the markets as well for opportunities for deaf and disabled artists. Also at the markets at some stage will be Artemis Menus. Artemis is an incredible singer-songwriter who will be performing as part of the market's performance busking series, which will be, in tandem with the Thriving Fridays. Then we have Ryan News, who I already spoke about, and Heidi, of course, Heidi Everett. So, and Samsara. So Heidi Everett has created an incredible short film around mental health and around making our stories visible, and is incredibly proud of this film, and we're super excited to also screen the film at the Nebula stage and make it a real celebration of the work. We also have Samsara Dunstan. Samsara is a podcaster and has made a series called the Emerald Hill Coffee Palace. And so the intent of Samsara's work is that you visit a local cafe in the Emerald Hill area, you listen to the podcast, you enjoy drinking a cup of coffee. So it's a real hybrid structure to their project. You have something to listen to, you're physically drinking the coffee, being in the local area. For those of you who won't come to the Emerald Hill or can't come to the Emerald Hill area, it is also available online with transcripts as well, and that will also be part of our Thriving Fridays. We will most likely have some children's activities as well, and some extra things that are soon to be announced.
Brilliant. Just on the Samsara's podcast, for those of you that can get down to South Melbourne, the cafes that surround the Emerald Hill area will also be they will be distributing keep cups as a gift from Arts Access Victoria that will have a link to the podcast inside them. So if you go into a cafe and say, I am here for Thrive Festival, or I'm here for Samsara's podcast, you will get your very own keep cup with a card inside that gives you a direct link, QR code to Samsara's podcasts.
Yep. Oh, and the extra element I think I forgot to mention before was our partnership with Ignition Immersive. So Ignition Immersive are a VR company a couple doors down from us, and we are working with them on some virtual reality products as well. So there's lots of things on offer, and we'll release the information as it comes to hand.
Amazing. So as everyone can tell, whilst we aren't able to come together this Saturday for Thrive Festival, we are continuing to find new ways to present and showcase the amazing work of deaf and disabled artists in our community to a broader audience, and we're super excited to be doing that. Thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon. Have fun exploring the other things that are available through Open House Melbourne and their website, and we very much look forward to welcoming you all to a Thriving Friday in the coming months. How can people keep up to date with what's happening, Sarah?
They can check out our Arts Access Victoria website at artsaccess.com.au, and you can also feel free to email or call us as well. Whichever way is the best contact method for you, we are so keen to share this event and the information with you.
And also signing up for the e-news, which comes out once a month, which will feature the next Thriving Friday for that month.
Absolutely. And we also have a mailing list specifically for Thriving Fridays, which we'll post in the comments to this video.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sarah, for all your brilliant work on getting us here and coordinating all of this amazing work. It's super exciting. Thank you, Melissa, for being our interpreter. To Aisha for doing our all our visuals today, and to Will for his audio description. See you all later.
Bye.
Bye.